Hello everyone, my name is Sojod Sameer Alkhour. I am studying English translation at the Islamic University of Gaza. So now I will especially talk about something in beautiful poem. So this poem is The Garden of Love by William Blake. Before talking about anything, I will begin talking about the writer. So the writer of this poem is William Blake. William Blake is an English poet. He born in 1757 and died in 1827. His literary movement is Romanticism. About the title of my beautiful poem, The Garden of Love. When you hear the title Garden of Love, what comes to your mind? Flowers, roses, bird songs, the atmosphere of lover and beloved, right? So maybe this picture come to your mind. But in our poem, this title is a metaphoric. It is an allusion to the Garden of Eden when a human truly understood the meaning of love and innocence. This is about the title. Here we have two questions. All my presentation will be about these two questions. So how does the changes of the rhyme and the meter affect the way the poem read, and how it influence the main subject of the poem, how the form affect the reading of the poem and influence the main theme. So before talking about this directly, I will give you a simple idea about the theme, then how the structure, the form, the meter, the rhyme scheme influence the theme. So the poem gives the idea that organized religion is anathema to love and is about imposing control and restriction on us, killing our happiness and curbing our natural desires and wishes. The form and the structure. The poem has a simple inconsistent structure. It consists of 12 lines divided into 3 stanzas. I show it in a different color. So we have stanza number 1, stanza number 2, then stanza number 3. The poem being short does not employ flowery language. Instead, it presents a clear argument that reflects its precise and concise structure. The first stanza of the poem may be viewed as the exposition. The speaker returned to a place they seemingly frequented called the Garden of Love and noticed a big change. There now stand a chapel in the middle of the garden which they had never seen before. So these lines of the first stanza are presented in a simple, straightforward manner. In the second stanza of the poem begin with the word and, as does the second line of this stanza. So we have and. This implies continuity from the previous stanza. The speaker continues to process the change that has been made to the garden, eventually turning to look back to where they came from. In the last stanza, each line begins with the word and. So we have and, then another and. Gradually building us the speaker's shock at the transformation of the garden. They note the priests who appear not only ominous but also menacing in their black robes as they hinder the speaker's happiness. So each line in the final stanza gives the impression that the speaker is fervently listing all things that are wrong with the garden. I think it reflects the speaker's resignation toward the change that has been forced upon the garden and in extension upon the speaker themselves. The rhyme scheme. In the first and the second stanza we have the same rhyme scheme. So the rhyme scheme is A, B, C, B, but in the last stanza we have the internal rhyme. In the first stanza, the rhyming pair of scene and green reflect the speaker's strong emotions as they begin to compare the garden from before to the garden as it presently stands. The use of the past tense, for example, in the word seen, reflect the speaker was remembering the green glory of the garden they once knew, which is now a thing of the past. In the second stanza, we have the rhyming pair of bore and door. The word bore has two meanings. Past tense of peer and also the state of boredom. For a child, visiting a garden to play does not hold much interest. Now that the garden is changed and the chapel stand before the speaker, they are forced to bear the loss of the open space and the flowers that were significant to them. The door, although meant to serve as a point of entry, remains locked, representing a force that restricts the speaker. In the final stanza, we have the internal rhymes and changing in rhyme pattern. Internal rhymes mean when we have a rhyme that occur in the single line of verse. For example, in the last stanza, we have counts, rounds, prayers, and desires. This is the internal rhyme. So internal rhymes and changing in rhyme pattern reflect the change in the speaker. The speaker is no longer simply an observer taking note of the surrounding. They are also now a victim of the change that has occurred. The meter of the poem changed between iamb and anabest. We know that iamb mean when we have two syllables, one of them unstressed followed by stressed syllable. For example, where I. But anabest mean when we have three syllables, two of them are unstressed followed by stressed syllable. For example, used to play. So the poem does not give one meter or same number of syllable. This reflecting the shifting thought and emotion of the speaker. And the final two lines are in anabistic tetrameter suggest a sense of resignation. So we can see now how the form and the structure affect the reading of the poem and influence the main theme by all these things, by the rhyme scheme, by the meter, by the form of the poem. So this is my presentation. I hope you like it. See you in another presentation inshallah, and thank you for your listening.